Hello and welcome to the, I don't remember, episode of Good, Bad, or Bad Bad, the show where we watch terrible movies and tell you if you should too. I'm your host, Brian Shilligo. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Mr. Kyle Hinton. We are back again. This time we watched Shark Attack 3, Megalodon, and the little bit with the... Who's the star of this movie, Kyle? Who stars in this fine
Brian,
film?
I'm not sure. Are you a big Doctor Who fan?
A little bit. I like myself some Doctor Who. Bit of a fan. So, but it's not the Doctor in this. It's,
No. Captain
Jack Harkness. Captain Jack is our main character, played by John Barrowman. I called him Captain Jack throughout the film. That's probably how I'll refer to him.
We are graced with the face of Bo.
Indeed. That's a controversial sentiment there.
Definitely not, no.
Let's break down Shark Attack 3, Megalodon.
All right, so John Barrowman's character, who we will refer to him as Captain Jack.
He will just. All my notes, he's just Captain Jack.
It's like Chris something or
it's
another.
Chris Carpenter, and then because the female's character is something Stone.
Cat Stone. I'm a marine biologist from the San Diego Aquarium.
I don't know. They all have ridiculous names.
Captain Jack, and we're gonna call her like
Blondie. I don't know what her name
Ass
is.
McTits.
Can't call every woman that.
How much artistic integrity does this film have for John Barrowman's career? Do you think he took it for what it's going to do?
This
for him?
was a paycheck.
This was a paycheck.
This was a paycheck, and he has said as much in interviews that this was a paycheck.
Yes. When deciding to appear in Shark Attack 3, Megalodon, was it possibly desperation or a big tax bill that prompted him?
It was cash.
So Captain Jack is he's
He's the same guy that from Jaws. This is a ripoff of Jaws.
It's
legit straight rip of Jaws, as you would assume from a title like Shark Attack 3.
Yes. So he's like a coastal patrol for a Mexican resort.
Yeah, and he keeps the beaches safe or whatever, or is what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, and I don't even know where you begin with a film like this because
I know where to begin. Jumbled. I know where to begin. On the opening credits and the production logos, I turn this movie on and the production logos come on. And my girlfriend goes, "What year was this movie made?" And I'm like, 2002, and she's like, "This looks like it's from the 70s."
Yes, it's pretty bad.
And the sound, that's it, the production quality, the whole thing. The sound mix is a mess. Every line is ADR, is it not?
Oh, what happened? The line must have broken.
I'm pretty sure that every line is dubbed over.
I don't know. Some of these feel like such stilted, deliberate lines
that they couldn't recreate.
Yeah. You can't recreate somebody saying she was buck naked.
I heard it scared that girl so bad she ran all the way up to the street buck naked. Almost caused an accident.
But, so yeah, and then the opening credits, they just looks like this movie is 30 years old.
Yes,
and it's not. It's
absolutely.
10 or 15 years old, and it's crazy. So, the first note I have is that the opening scene is these guys working on a...
fiber optic cable.
Under the ocean, and that's the setup for the movie, and then, they get something on the sonar. My favorite... I was I'm like, okay, my favorite character in this movie is the old guy with the cigar.
That guy is insane.
He's so crazy. I was like, there's no way this guy's voice is real.
We're 4 hours behind schedule.
Don't worry. We'll make up the lost time.
Yeah. You know what he looked like to me? He looked like Ship Captain Jeff Goldblum.
Yes. And you, I don't think you're supposed to, but so he's sitting there chewing on a cigar, and every line he says is just like...
Isn't Porter done with that cable patch yet?
It's the most ADR thing, because you can't speak with that in your mouth.
And then he drops, and I was like, how dare you? Because this movie came out after Independence Day. Mm-hmm. He drops one of my favorite lines in Independence Day when Bill Pullman's like, "Get him out of there!" It's about all the F-18s are getting blown up by the aliens, and he's like, "Get him out of there!" And then this guy did that.
I forgot that.
He stole that line in because there's something shows up on the sonar, and it's a big shark, and so the diver or whatever is gonna get eaten, and the guy's like, "Get him out of there! Get him out of there!" And I was like, "No, how dare you? How dare you?" But then the guy gets eaten, and that's the beginning of the movie. Oh, there's a big deadly shark. and it's eating people.
Porter, where the hell are you?
And then it cuts to Cheery Island music. Straight from a guy getting eaten by a shark to like
juxtaposed.
Yeah. All the sound effects were way too loud, and
Yes.
you can't hear
Yes.
people talking. It's like a helicopter landing, and it's just like.
Morning, Hector.
Yes, Ben. Brought me coffee.
Somebody failed their sound mixing course.
Oh my god!
Badly.
This is like if I do the sound mix on a movie. This is what it would sound like.
I liked it better, Curly.
You liked what better, Curly?
There's just so many shots of women in bikinis on the beach, just like wandering around for like 3 straight minutes. It's just like music and bikini shots. I'm like, okay, we gotta get to anything with substance, or we're just gonna look at more tits on the beach.
Well, that's where the money is, Brian.
I guess. I was like, God, this movie is clearly for like 12-year-old. So what was this scene, Kyle? There's a scene at the very beginning of the movie where an old guy is on a boat fishing for like marlin. And there's like a guy getting jerked off behind him by a woman.
Once I saw a marlin fight for 5 hours.
5 hours.
And they're like literally, I'm not just saying that, like it's like she's like jerking him off on the boat, but and the old guy's like, I got my big one.
What did you think of that amazing, not quite stock footage marlin?
The same shot of the
Yes,
marlin jumping
yes.
out of the water like 3 times in a row.
I got him. Come on, you sucker.
I want you to know something about Mexico, Brian. Everybody has sex there all the time, no matter what and how dangerous it is.
I was like, why is there? Yeah, that happens a lot in this movie. But like, who are these 2 people behind this old guy
It's
fucking?
random people.
Like, what is this? I don't understand. And then at the end, like, so he catches the marlin, but then the shark bites the marlin in half or whatever, and then he gets it in the boat, and I don't know what he goes.
30 years.
30 years, and then the scene ends. He says 30 years, and I don't know. Me and my girlfriend were like, what did that? What is he talking about? 30 years? What? There's no reference. It's just, and then the scene ends in this next scene. Because I cannot stress enough. She's just jerking him off behind this old guy fishing on a boat. There's a girl just jerking off the
What
dude.
else are you gonna do out in the middle of the ocean?
Who are they? Why are they on the boat?
5 hours. 0 hours. 0 hours.
Oh my god. Also, why are all of the white actors have Mexican accents in this movie?
Why do I let you talk me into things like this?
Because you're my bitch.
So the movie takes place in Mexico.
There's
and
like no Mexicans.
But there's no Hispanic people at all in it, and like a lot, like Captain Jack's buddy in the beginning, like his partner, is clearly like I'm pretty sure just a white guy, but he talks like.
Sounds good.
It's just south of Banderas Point.
No, that's way out of a patrol zone, eh? You're gonna get us in trouble again.
Look, don't worry about it.
Hey, you doing, man?
Every single person in this film took their accent directly from Tony Montana.
I was gonna say every accent in this film sounds like me trying to imitate Danny Trejo. That's what it sounds like to me. It's all just so terrible. It's so
we
weird.
need to get into the meat of this film.
Yes, well, we're working on it.
So the setup of this shark attacking these people is that this telecommunications company is wanting to start a trans-Pacific fiber optic line. And that the shark is for some reason attracted to the electromagnetic type of crazy bullshit science
whatever's
shit.
going through the
And it's attacking the cable. And Captain Jack finds this by going
He's scuba diving
for lobsters
for
because
dinner.
apparently they don't own cages.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. He's just scuba diving to like find them
And
some dinner.
not only he's scuba diving on a coral reef, by the way.
Yeah.
He just pulls out a knife and hey, I'm gonna dig this into a fiber optic line, and pulls out
A little bit of shark tooth.
a super clean,
Just white. Clean.
clearly not made of plastic shark's tooth.
And then he gets, and then that's when it does the sweet
Yeah.
like da da da, and then it's just
he
another
turns
diver.
around. I'm like, holy, that could have ended very badly for so many people.
He could have stabbed the shit out of this whoever snuck up on him. And it's like the people working on the cable, and they're like, you gotta get out of here.
Who does he run into underwater that they resurface and speak to?
I don't know, some guy. Is it?
It's him.
What do you mean it's him? Who's?
The old dude.
Oh, is it Charlie Rampart?
That's him.
Yeah, Charlie Rampart. He's the best part of this movie. Charlie Rampart's my favorite. I forgot. I didn't even realize it was
I don't know
him.
who Charlie Rampart is. What's something we would know him from, Brian?
And they never tell me anything.
Oh God, he's in. Here's the thing. Well, that's the character's name is Charlie Rampart.
Okay. I don't know the actor.
No,
and clearly that's why.
I don't know the actor's name for shit, but he plays in this movie. I think it's Chuck Rampart. Chuck Rampart, not Charlie Rampart.
Okay.
His character's name is Chuck Rampart, and he is like a sub-driving, scuba diving, hacking, awesome guy. But he yells all. He's my favorite part of this movie. We'll talk more about him later.
It's so amazing.
So many times throughout this movie, I was like, I just want a movie about.
He's
Chuck
hired
Rampart.
by the telecommunications line for either maintenance, protection, or just overall monitoring of this thing.
I don't know. Something
because
like that.
he's like an elite communications hacking guy.
Yeah.
And
I was after all of our Neil Breen movies, I wasn't expecting another movie where an old white guy hacks something. I thought we were done with that for at least a little while.
I'm not ready for this.
I wanted to, right after when he finds that tooth in the cable and he comes up and they tell him to get out of there or whatever, there's clearly a shot of the boats. Jack's boat starts driving away and then it cuts to a close-up of Captain Jack sitting in the boat and the boat's clearly not moving. And then it cuts back to the boat driving again. And that happens a couple times in this, where in order to get a good shot, kind of close-ups of people on a boat, they made the boat not moving, but you can clearly tell the boat's just sitting there even though it's supposed to be driving. It happens like 3 or 4 times in this movie, and it always made me laugh. So then, this scene is brilliant. He's got the shark tooth, and he's gonna try to figure out what kind of shark this is.
That was like the most like this is not how the internet works ever.
Not how any of this works. he pulls up the internet and goes to Shark Teeth by Species, like search website or something like that. Yeah. And so he's scrolling through the pictures of the shark teeth to see if the one he has matches any of them. And he doesn't see. So what does he do, Kyle?
He emails...
No. You're missing the most important part. He holds the shark tooth in front of a digital camera.
Yeah.
Takes a picture. And then it just pops up on the screen.
Perfect.
In full resolution, perfect. I'm like... Wait, he's just holding it in a dimly lit room, like an inch away from a digital camera, and then it looks like he fucking 3D modeled it into the computer. It's so stupid. So then he emails, or he makes like a post about does anybody know what the shark tooth is? Because I can't find it anywhere. And that's when we meet our female protagonist. When we first are introduced to her. She's in a museum.
Oh, that security guard.
That security guard.
I don't know if he is a diversity hire of some disability, or he's just a senile old man who just happens to own a security guard uniform and just wanders the hall.
Working late again?
As usual.
You've been running around nonstop all day.
I was like, what is this security guard's accent? Is he an old black man or Forrest Gump or both?
I think he is mentally impaired.
Because the lines, he's like, at one point he's like,
while you grab a sandwich.
No thanks.
Why don't you grab a sandwich? Is the last thing he says to her. And I'm not even going to try to imitate it. I'll just put it in because it doesn't make, I couldn't.
Why don't you take a break?
Oh, I have so much to do. I have to catalog all this stuff and get it down to the prep area.
Bonnie's been waiting 65 million years. I think she can wait a half hour.
But I also love that he's when he finds her, it's like night in the museum and she's there, and the security guard's walking down, loudly clomping down a hallway with a flashlight, and then he just gets to the end of the hallway and shines his light on her, and she's like, ah! And it's like,
yeah.
You didn't hear him coming? He was just walking.
Not only that, it's not even horribly lit in there.
No, and he's got a flashlight. You can see him coming.
Sorry, Miss Stone.
So then she's also on the same website that Jack posts a little picture of the shark tooth on, and she realizes it's a a Megalodon shark tooth.
Oh my god.
But the thing that's weird to me is that, so he's like, I found this tooth, and she's like, oh my god, it's a Megalodon tooth. But why would she assume it's from a living Megalodon and not just like a fossil of one he found on the beach? Like, why would she assume that it's a living...
Or a plaster mold.
Yeah, why would she assume it's a living Megalodon's tooth? He just found the tooth. I'm like, okay, whatever. 1630. 16 minutes, 30 seconds. That's the first time we see tits in this movie.
Wait, hang on. No, because there were people nude on the beach in the opening beach.
Were there?
Which, by the way, I was blown away by that because the next scene literally had children in it.
Well, that's just it. That's how it is on there. But I'm gonna be honest. I had a hard time seeing a lot of the details in this movie because I watched it on YouTube and the quality of the version that's on YouTube is so low that it's like a lot of stuff was really blurry.
What? This was the couple, right? Making out in the water.
Yeah, and then yeah, this is where they're.
Brian, what's going through that actress's head?
Wait, which one?
The where she's like, oh, I had to take my top off for the scene, and then I have to run out of the water.
Oh God! Well, I don't know. The thing that stuck out to me about that scene is that once they're out there, and then the shark comes, and you think it's gonna eat them, but it grabs a seal or something like that. And then she fucking books it out of the ocean. That dude is still. There's a shot where he's standing there still swimming in the ocean, and then she's in the background, like up on the beach. She's fucking gone. She's like, oh, no, fuck this, I'm out.
And it was, I believe, a tiger shark.
It's just a sand tiger shark. Pretty ugly, but harmless unless you're a fish about that big.
I heard it scared that girl so bad she ran all the way up to the street buck naked. Almost caused an accident.
I thought this was dumb. When they find the dead shark, the dead shark's on the beach, and he looks at the shark's mouth and
he just checks the teeth immediately, right?
And then holds the tooth he has. Yeah. I'm like, that's not.
It's like freaking needles. And yours is like a blade.
They're not anywhere like each other. Plus, before that they said, oh, it's a tiger shark or something like that, or whatever. He knows that's not because he looked up. It's like, why are you? Whatever. It's fucking stupid. Well, this is the thing. There's a party after this, like a night party.
Yes.
And there's this great scene in this one where this couple is making out and they trip and fall. And fall face first down a slide. Yeah. And they are making out, sliding down a slide.
What's at the end of that slide, Brian? What's at the end of the slide?
The ocean.
And what's in the ocean waiting for them? A shark just eats them.
Eats the shit out of them. But I love that they slip and fall and they just keep making out as they're sliding down a slide. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, and what is this? What is this? What is this? After the shark eats them, the shark makes really awesome sounds when it's eating them. It's like nom, 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 nom. For one thing, the shark's like nom, 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 nom. But then there's one shot right after they get eaten at this party of like a person in a clown mask pulls their clown mask off and is just staring down, and then it ends. And I'm like, who's that person? Why is that person? I was like, wait a second, is this getting to some weird thing where there's like this, like, it's like a native that's like controlling the shark to eat people? But that person's never seen again. I guess it was supposed to be somebody that saw them get eaten, but they're like, why does it have a clown mask on?
It feels like every scene is cut before it was supposed to.
Yeah, or after. No scene ever ends when it was supposed to end. Chuck Rampart.
Fuck, that's all I need. Call Chuck Rampart.
But that dude says fuck better than anybody has ever said fuck in a movie.
Yes.
You fucking no! Security!
I don't even know what, I don't remember what he said here, but I have all caps, Chuck Rampart, 3 exclamation points, 2403, this fucking boss, fuck.
Was that when he found the incident report?
I believe so. And that's when he goes into the CEO's room or whatever and is like, "You fucking dick!" And he
Bull fucking shit!
Goes straight
so
ballistic on him. It is amazing.
He is such a great character that I want to film just all about him and his exploits.
Every time he was on screen, I'm like, can we just follow this guy?
Yes.
Can we just follow
amazing.
this guy? He has a great line right after this where he's talking to Jack, Captain Jack, about driving a submarine. Or they're on the dock, and Chuck goes,
Kid's got damn good instincts. Make a hell of a submariner someday.
Kid's got instincts. Make a hell of a submariner one day. That's a fucking great line. I don't know. And he delivers the shit out of every line.
I'll dig around in Apex's computer file, see what I can find.
Do you have access?
Oh, I will when I'm done hacking.
They're gonna go out and look for the shark. Or the girl.
She arrives saying that, marine biology. So she says, we found proof of this shark, like confirmed match or whatever. So she brings in her team.
Her team of like a camera guy and another
or whatever. And these guys are either inept, horny, or
they are
just
something
idiots.
else. They're the two. I was hoping they would die every time. They have a great line when they're first introduced as they're getting ready to go out on the boat. And they're like hitting on her and being obnoxious, but one of them goes,
"Oh, I like her."
Davis, you like anything with a pair of tits, man.
That's true.
It is.
But you're the ass man, remember? And you'd do anything for that ass.
Fucking A right, man.
Come on.
But you're the ass man, remember? And you'll do anything for that ass. The way he delivers that line is so fucking stupid.
And you'd do anything for that ass.
Fucking A right, man.
Come on.
But so these guys are just horny all the time. They get out of the boat. There's another scene where he's using the little camera they're going to use on the shark to stare at her ass, even though she's 2 feet in front of him.
And then she knows, too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Playing with your toys?
Toys are actually what it's all about.
And then she doesn't do anything.
Nope.
It's just like, wow, this is just a fuck party on this boat.
Yep. And then they start chumming the water, and the chum is very clearly like grape Kool-Aid in a bucket.
Yes. Somebody didn't see Jaws.
No, it's just like cherry Kool-Aid in a bucket, and they start throwing it in the water. And then they find the shark in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
It doesn't take them long. And
there's not other species of sharks attracted to this.
You know how hard it is to find? It's one single shark they're looking for in the whole fucking ocean.
Yes.
Well, that area. And they find it. They're out there for a day, for like 30 minutes, and then they find it. I'm like, man, that was convenient.
You start chumming.
Oh, man. This really stinks.
They're on the back of the boat to film the shark, and the guy with the camera is standing inside the boat. And then they're like, he climbs out. He's like, "Are you ready?" And he climbs outside the boat onto like the little deck on the back and clips in. I'm like,
all right, bro. Come on, here we go. You're hooked, man.
Yeah, all right.
Watch out.
he's literally like 2 feet closer to the shark.
Yes.
And the only thing this accomplishes is making it hit so he can get eaten. He doesn't get eaten. I totally was like, wait, that is dumb. Why would you move him outside the boat to where he can get eaten by this shark?
Unfucking believable!
Did you get it?
Yeah, Animal Planet, eat your heart out!
Yes!
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 Look out!
There's right after that, so they tag the shark and they're like, yay! And the two guys are like, they say this, they're like,
yeah, we got it!
She's happy.
They're like, she's in a good mood. She'll like toss us like a handy when we get back to the hotel.
Bull fucking shit!
Because another guy gets eaten by a shark.
Playing with his dog.
Playing with his dog. And my girl was like, oh, but now that dog's homeless. That was the only thing she cared about in that scene. Was that now the dog no longer had an owner.
What? There's a dead guy in the ocean.
Nah, fuck that guy. He's an asshole. That dog doesn't have anybody now.
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here.
After that guy gets eaten, Captain Jack comes to the doc or the scientist's room, and it's like, hey, somebody got eaten. There's been a shark attack. We have to do something on the
her
shark.
hotel room? That's obviously not the actress's hotel room that they were using for the film set.
Yeah.
Excuse the mess, I've been working.
She tells him at this point, she's like, he finds out that she's not a marine biologist, she's a paleontologist.
Cataline Stone, paleontologist.
And that this is a megalodon. He didn't know that, you know, that this. She's like, oh, this is a prehistoric.
I
shark.
loved his reaction to that. Is like not like this is a great find. It's
We
like
gotta kill it.
We gotta kill this thing.
This thing is obviously dangerous. We've got to get rid of it.
You can't just kill it.
Watch me.
That's what I wrote down. I'm like, you can't kill it. It's just a species that everybody
This
thought
is
was
like
dead for thousands of
finding
years.
A woolly mammoth.
Yeah,
still
just
walking
like
around.
wandering around in the tundra. You're not just, we gotta fucking kill that thing. It's like,
Yes.
Captain Jack, no, you can't just kill it. This is a super endangered, super important scientific discovery. Dude just wants to fucking kill it. He's like, we're gonna kill it. And then, so they go out the next day to look for it.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's like.
This
He
scene
says
is
she's
amazing.
like she's like I gotta do research or whatever, and he's like, well, if shit gets out of hand, I'm gonna kill it. And she's like, okay, deal. I'm like,
All right. But at the first sign of trouble, I'm taking it out.
Fair enough.
no, you can't make that deal.
That's not how that works.
You can't make a deal like that. So they're out in the boat looking for it, and then I think this
whole scene's great. There's these
Yeah.
two drunk guys
Driving, yeah.
driving a boat around with a woman parasailing. There's a part where just one of them they get rammed by the shark, and one of them like hits its head and falls unconscious, and the other one falls into the water.
Yeah.
And immediately gets eaten.
Yeah.
Shit!
Then where it gets way
awesome. Way awesome.
is when the shark grabs
The line.
grabs the line and takes it off. They go to the guy in the boat to check on him. Where
well,
it's like,
yeah, he's hurt. We gotta help him.
Wait, pull over. This guy needs medical attention.
The
but it's like
unconscious
just,
guy.
No. Wait, hang on. Your priority is way off.
That woman is being drug out to sea by a megalodon.
Yes, you leave one person, one of the idiot camera guys, on the boat to look after this guy, and then you go after the woman being drug off.
They do eventually, but they're like, we gotta stop and make sure this guy's okay. It's like, no, go. She's getting drug out to sea. Shit.
So it drags her down and eats her, and with like the stone woman cat, right? That's her name.
Yeah, Catherine Stone, I think.
Okay. So she like is only able to like pull the necklace off her, and then the scene's obviously supposed to be like,
God, that's so it drags her into the water, and they get up next to her and to pull her out of the water.
Yeah.
And I'm okay. So yeah, she fucking struggles for like 5 goddamn minutes to try to pull this girl out of the water.
By the way, where's everybody else in this situation?
That was my thing. So the girl gets eaten and gets full, and then Kat's like, oh no. But I'm like, why would you send the smallest, weakest person down there to drag this woman out? You have like 3 huge dudes on the boat that could just rip her right out, but they send down like the smallest person, like, yeah, haul that woman out of the ocean with a shark down there.
They put this thing up as fast as the boat will go, and they're heading to shore. Captain Jack pulls out a 9mm gun, a little handgun, and he starts firing shots off. And then he like says, didn't he say like I can hit it if I had like a
but
shit?
then she like jerks the boat to stop him from shooting it, and almost gets somebody on the boat shot because he's like, swing around a gun. So then it's like even more Jaws storylines. He goes to talk to the head of the resort or the mayor or whatever, and it's like, close the beaches, and he's like, no, I won't close the beaches.
So yeah, it says close the beaches.
That's later.
Discount Tony Montana says no.
Hey, thanks to you. You knew about this Jurassic shark and didn't tell me.
I thought I could handle it.
You thought wrong.
Let's get something
So
going.
they get like the spear thing that they use to camera the shark, and they're going to put toxin in it enough to kill it. And
wait, but before they do that, this is when we find out Chuck Rampart is also a hacker.
oh yeah, he's like the greatest hacker ever.
Oh, I will when I'm done hacking.
That American flag behind him when he's hacking
is American flag. And there's this part where he types like 3 buttons and like a whole bunch of words come up on the screen. Like he's typing, but he only types like 4 letters and like 3 words come up. I'm like, oh boy, another one of these. And and then they're also, before they're gonna go out to sea, there's a random scene where they're like, we need all the help we can get, and they go to a church and pray for 5 minutes. Why was that scene in the movie?
What was that in there for?
I think we're gonna need all the help we can get. Let's go.
It's so random. It's literally just like, well, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
They go in and they light some candles, do a little bit, and that's it.
And it's like, what? Why was that in the movie?
Bull fucking shit!
All right, so then Chuck Rampart, after he gets done hacking, he gets the details and finds out that this company knew that it was attracting sharks or that there were shark issues.
There was an electric leak.
Yeah,
and that was what it was
and that's what attracting the sharks. And so Chuck Rampart goes to confront the CEO of this business.
Such a great scene.
He's such a badass. He yells. This man can yell at somebody like nobody's business. He storms into that room and he's just like, "You fucking knew!
You fucking knew! Security! Security, get in here!"
You knew. And you didn't warn them?
Calm down, Chuck. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bullshit! It's all right here.
And then he yells, "You fucking knew," and he reaches into his waistband. I thought he was gonna pull out a gun and like shoot him.
It would not surprise me at this point.
I was really hoping, like, oh, Chuck Rampart's just gonna fucking kill this guy. But he pulls out like the paper that says like they knew or whatever. And this is when I was like, man, I really just want a movie about Chuck Rampart, like taking down the man. That's all I need. This guy's amazing.
You're finished, Tolly. When the press gets a hold of you, they're gonna rip you a new asshole.
And then, so then we cut back to the Captain Jack and Cat Stone are out. Cat Stone, good lord,
it's so bad. I know.
And they're out on the boat trying, like you said, trying to stab with the poison.
But
and then he does, and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work, and then, but then their boat starts sinking, and then the woman goes, Cat Stone goes, "I'm gonna go get my shotgun."
I'm going to get my shotgun.
Davis, come on, buddy.
Why do you have that?
They never no mention of a shotgun before this, and why have you not been using it?
And then we see a camera guy take a hit, and he's like knocked out.
He gets knocked unconscious.
And the other guy's
Jack's
doing
like helping
Jack shit.
Captain Jack's like helping the unconscious guy while she's under in the bottom, and there's like it's starting to fill up with water, and I'm like, if that shark, here's what I wrote. If that shark comes out of the water through the wall, Jaw style, I'm done with this movie. If it comes through the side of the boat while she is down there, I quit.
Brian, what happened?
Fucking shark comes through the side of the wall like in fucking Jaws, and she like drops her shotgun, and then there's a great scene, and I wrote, "That's it, I'm done." And then Captain Jack's up on the top, and he hears her screaming, and he goes, "What?"
And he goes in there. Brian, this is the part that made me laugh just maniacally. This is the greatest part where Brian, what are things you bring out on the boat with you whenever you go on the ocean? What are some essentials?
Oh, I don't know. I must have missed this.
What is defense training 101? Maybe a shotgun. You got to fend off pirates. There's a flare. You need a flare gun, a first aid kit. Do you need a baseball bat?
Is it a baseball bat?
That's a baseball bat.
I wrote down it was a 2x4 because I was like, "There's no way he grabbed." I thought he just grabbed a board. He has a baseball.
That's a baseball bat.
He's wailing on shark, yelling, "Die!"
Die! 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 Son of a
bitch! Die! He yells, "Die!" like 20. He's like, "Die! Die!" Why are you yelling "die" like a fuck? It's so stupid. Oh my god,
that was my favorite scene.
And that scene,
it's so amazing. It was that part of the scene was so
that
amazing.
was amazing. But then the way it's edited, I was like, I'm gonna have a seizure because it's like
lights
flashing and it's like cutting every 2 seconds.
So he loses the bat, I think, whatever, and then she
gets the
pulls the shotgun out. Her line delivery for this was so Sarah Connor, it was painful.
Oh, all of the one-liners in this movie suck, and you can barely hear them because the sound mix is so bad. But what does she yell when
You're extinct, motherfucker.
And then she shoots it in the face with the shotgun, and they throw strawberry jam on the wall behind it. That was clearly strawberry jelly.
Unfortunately, Brian, we need to raise the stakes.
I heard
possibly to well done.
Yeah, I was like, good job, scientists. You just killed the one of the most important scientific discoveries of the the last like 1,000 years.
15 feet, Brian. That's not the size of a Megalodon.
That's a baby one. And I was not prepared for this. I knew they were gonna. I was like, there's 30 minutes left in this movie. What are they gonna do? So as their boat's sinking. And earlier in the movie, they set up that Megalodons get up to like 75 feet long or something like that.
Yeah, Greyhound bus.
And that this was like 15 feet, a little baby one.
Yeah.
They're sinking, and there's a boat coming to rescue them. And it might even be his friend. I don't even know.
No, yeah, it was Jimmy.
Yeah.
It was Jimmy.
Is driving to them to help them.
And then he's like waving like a complete idiot, too.
And the shot that happens after that, I was not prepared for, and I almost died. A shark the Megalodon comes out of the ocean and swallows the boat whole. And the shot, it's actually almost very impressively, like, it's super cheesy, but also well done enough that I was like, what? But I was really not expecting for there to actually be a shark big enough to swallow a boat whole. And that thing comes out of the water and just swallows that boat. I was like, okay. You got me.
Then the shark proceeds to also swallow the idiots.
Oh my god!
The camera guy
yes,
and the other dude.
And I was like, thank
and
God.
Then I was looking at
God.
that, I'm like, he swallowed boat, he swallowed this. Oh my god. I now know the size of this shark. Brian, it's plot dependent. It varies so much throughout the film. That's a statement.
Shit!
Oh, and after the Megalodon eats the boat, I was like, all right, movie, I'm back on board. Yeah, you got me. I am back on board.
I love how he gets the mama tooth out of that boat. The next scene after they escape via helicopter.
I was so hoping that helicopter was going to be eaten.
He just plants that shark tooth into his desk.
The head of the resort's desk or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like, clunk! I'm like, whoa, all right. Oh, and then when they get rescued by that helicopter, she doesn't know how to ladder.
Oh yeah, she doesn't know how to ladder.
She can't ladder. She like falls and Captain Jack has to catch her, and I'm like, just fucking hold on the ladder.
Hold on!
Oh, and then they're like, we can't. They why don't they tell people? He's like, well, because the mayor doesn't want to close.
Nobody's gonna believe them.
The mayor doesn't, or the head of the resort doesn't want to close it down because then he's like, people come here to swim if they know there's sharks here. I'm like, and then they're like, well, what are we gonna do? Because the guy won't shut down the beaches. We're gonna have to go kill this thing. I'm like, go public. Go. You have the tooth. You have just fucking go. The guys in the helicopter saw it. Go tell people. And go to the media. Go to the media and be like, there's a fucking 75-foot shark in the fucking ocean right here. But they're like, we just gotta go kill this thing. That's so irresponsible. You have a fucking dinosaur in the ocean and you're just gonna kill it? You can't just kill everything, Kyle. You can't just kill your problems away.
So who do they go to solve this issue?
Who else? Chuck Rampart.
Chuck Rampart has I would love to see his past. And
I know.
It's he's a hacker. He is a veteran. He is a submariner.
He has a torpedo.
I got something I think you ought to see. The Mark 44 torpedo.
Yes, a fucking torpedo. Was it World War II?
No, I don't know what it. No, it's a newer one because it's got like tracking. Yeah.
He just has a torpedo in his house for reasons unexplained.
He stole it. No, they explain it. He fucking stole that thing when he left the military.
Surplus.
He was on like a submarine or a destroyer, and when he was in the military, and when they were when they got decommissioned or whatever, he just took it.
Where did you get that thing? The last sub I was on was decommissioned. A lot of hardware laying around. I thought better here than rusting in a scrap heap.
because he's fucking Chuck Rampart and he wanted a fucking torpedo. How is this man's life not a movie?
He's so amazing.
He's got a torpedo on his wall like I have a fucking Nerf gun hanging on my wall. He's got a fucking active torpedo.
Oh, God.
I need to blow my nose.
Okay, I'll stop.
So I don't know if we mentioned, but Chuck Rampart has a fucking torpedo.
Yes. Not only that, he has just an arsenal of machine guns.
Just weapons.
Probably a rocket launcher. And then a thing where you can literally tell in the script, they were like, we've got nothing for the chick to do. What can we have her do? She's trained in a crossbow for
They're like,
reasons
how are we gonna?
unexplained.
Because they have to, in order to shoot the shark with the torpedo.
We need to tag the Meg with this.
From the submarine, they have to have like a tracking device on it
an
because
electric pulse,
because
whatever.
otherwise the torpedo won't track it. And so they're like,
But that means somebody's got to get close to the shark.
well, how are we gonna get it on the shark? And then she shoots an arrow at them.
Somebody's got to get close to the shark.
What the? Why would you do
She's like,
that?
"Luke." And then so she's like, yeah, I can shoot a crossbow. Oh, and I love it. This happens multiple times throughout the movie where I would ask a question because the movie, it was so ridiculous, and then the movie would go, good question, let us explain. Where, like, with the torpedo, I'm like, how the fuck did he get a torpedo? And he goes,
Where did you get that thing?
The last sub I was on was decommissioned.
I'll tell you how I got a torpedo. I stole one from when I was in the military. And I'm like, what the fuck did you know how to shoot a crossbow? And she's like,
Well, where'd you learn to use a crossbow anyway?
Well, I did a little deer hunting in my day.
and the guy's like, how do you know how to shoot a crossbow? And she's like, I used to hunt. It's like, thanks, movie. All right, let's just get that out of the way.
And then they get together at the docks, getting everything ready to blow up this shark. And then
they're prepping for the next day. And they're wrapped up. They got everything ready to go, and they're getting ready to go home for the evening.
This scene is the greatest scene in the film,
and maybe ever put to film.
Ever,
maybe.
We get not only do we get a Chuck Rampart wink,
Chuck
his
Rampart
great
winking
wink,
a nudge, none,
and we get a line that will forever go down, and as one of the greatest classic film lines ever said.
It's insanity. So the guy Chuck Rampart says like good night, drives away, and she's like, "Oh, I'm pretty tired."
I'm exhausted.
Or something like that. And then fucking Captain Jack is like all wired up, and
Yeah, me too, but I'm really wired.
And then he says, wait, I wrote it down.
What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy?
What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy? He says and his delivery of it is amazing.
Yeah, me too, but I'm really wired. What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy?
And she accepts. She totally accepts.
What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy?
What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy? What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy? So, best thing, that line is ad-libbed by Captain Jack. Because, okay, so in an interview, he talks about that line. That was not written.
No.
He said it as a joke.
The director wanted him to get a response out of her.
Yes.
So he came up with that line on the fly. What was her response?
She, laughs.
No, she doesn't do anything.
Oh, I didn't.
And he leaves the line in the film.
What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy?
Yes, that's the thing. Because it was just supposed to be a line for just to make her laugh or whatever, or to get a response from her. But they used the line in the movie. In the interview, he's like, I cannot believe they left that line in the movie.
It was a joke to make her laugh. They left it in the freaking movie. And I'm sitting with, it's a movie that I could let my nieces and nephew watch, and then all of a sudden Uncle John's going, what do you say I take you home and eat?
That line totally works, because next scene, they're going to the bone zone. And the music during that scene is my everything. That is some of the best light jazz sex music that I have ever heard.
Miles Davis would be proud.
And then there's a great shot where she leans back and it freeze frames and crossfades her ecstasy face into the sun.
Okay, let's get into the wrapping of this film, because the action that comes in this final part, Brian, is unbelievable.
So the setup for the final big action thing is all the rich guys, the company.
They are launching this fiber optics line. They are using the resort as the party spot. And so they're taking a whole bunch of rich people
out on a boat. Big boat.
In the middle of the ocean where they know there's a fucking giant shark.
But don't worry, that one guy's got it covered because he brought bombs, grenades.
That's grenades.
Everything will be fine. It better be. Don't worry. A friend of mine here has brought us a little insurance. Just in case that shark shows up.
He's like, and just in case that shark does show up, I got fucking grenades!
Insurance.
Whatever. Oh, and then so the plan, our other guys, they're gonna blow up the fiber. Our heroes are gonna blow up the fiber optic cable to ruin it, and then put a tracker on the shark and shoot it with the torpedo. And there's a great scene as they're piloting. So Captain Jack is piloting the sub.
Yes. That sub
is spacious
huge.
Sub.
That thing is huge.
Spacious motherfucking sub. They could just chill out and have a party in there if they wanted, because there's the 2 pilot seats, and behind them it goes back like 30 fucking feet.
I don't know much about marine ships and stuff like that.
No, you don't?
Oh, yeah, I know. But I know that vessels like that need a bilge system in order to maintain buoyancy.
Yeah.
Especially a submersible.
Mm-hmm.
Which means your hull is about half, maybe a little bit more than half, of the size of the ship. That's a giant fucking thing in the ocean.
No, yeah, it's huge. It's huge. It's real huge.
Huge.
No! Jesus.
While Captain Jack is driving the submarine, there's this shot, and you probably won't remember it because I only barely noticed it. Captain Jack is driving with the Mad Catz game controller.
What?
His little it looks like the controller your asshole friend would give you to play Mario Party and you would always lose because it's such a shit controller. But that's what they're using to drive it. But while he's driving it, they show him driving, and he's like, oh, and he's putting the bomb down or something like that with the arm. And I swear to God, John Barrowman must have just been having fun with this, because he's like making sex noises. He's like, He's like making these weird, I was like, did he just come while he was doing that? Like, what the fuck is going on?
So they blow up the line.
Yeah.
And now they're gonna have to go after the shark. How good of an archer is Kat?
She's great, but not really.
Son of a bitch.
I missed it. Yeah, turbulence.
It's like Mrs. Oh no, there was turbulence. So now we got.
But real quick before that, even before when she goes, even though she misses, they show a close up of the arrow with the thing. And the way it's set up, there's like an inch of the arrow before it would hit. It would not stick in because there's not enough arrow part for.
Another one of my favorite things is after that misses, Chuck Rampart says,
well, what are you doing?
Always carry a spare. It's Navy way.
I always bring a spare.
Pulls it out of his sleeve.
Wouldn't the thing want to go to that first?
It's a good thing you didn't keep that there. And that's what I wrote. Chuck Rampart is my fucking spirit animal. stick it to the shark or whatever. I don't even know. He's just the best. He's just straight up the best.
Okay. Time to get wet.
The shark's going on a killing spree.
It starts
on the
attacking the big
boat.
boat.
So the boat's going down because it breaches the hull. The guy starts chucking hand grenades.
I don't think anybody has ever thrown a grenade more casually than this guy's like.
So he does that, and then the guy, the CEO is like,
"Fuck this!"
He starts the whole fucking thing.
God damn it!
1, 2, 3. Chew on that.
And it doesn't do shit. And I'm like, what was your plan? You didn't know where the shark was. You're just lobbing grenades into the ocean. Shit. So they know there's a shark in the water, and this boat is clearly still floating. Like, I get the idea it's sinking, but it's clearly still floating fine, and people are just jumping off it into the ocean where they know there's a shark. And I'm like, why would you not stay on the boat till like maybe kind of the last second? But anyways, there's also a great thing where when they jump off the top of the boat, which is only like 10 feet above the water, but they try to milk it as hard as possible. Where Wynn screams for like 6 seconds as she falls 10 feet into the water.
The killing spree.
Oh, the killing spree that happens.
They have rafts open. And the shark just comes up and eats a 6-person raft.
And it's always the same shot
Yes.
of the shark like coming out of the water eating something. It's the same shot every time.
The owner of the resort, Ryan, his death scene is absolutely amazing.
So all these people were getting eaten, and this guy has a jet ski.
No, that's the CEO.
Oh, you're talking about the resort?
Oh, yeah. The resort owner's even better. So he brought a date, and then he immediately takes her life jacket away, puts it on.
What?
I deserve this, not you.
She looks so hurt.
He jumps off. Directly into the Megalodon's mouth, and he is just dead.
He jumps directly into the mouth of the shark.
He could have swan dived and make that thing look pretty.
Oh my god, that was so funny. And then the CEO is like, "Fuck you, bitches! I got a jet ski." But he's cruising, and he turns around,
back, and
like, why would he be laughing? Why would he be laughing at all those people dying? I get that he's a bad guy, but what does that even? Why would he be laughing at them anyway? So he's like, and then he drives directly into the mouth of a shark.
Straight out of Waterworld, some Dennis Hopper shit just goes directly into the shark's mouth. Let's blow this bitch up, Brian.
Then yeah, it's time to blow up this motherfucking Megalodon.
So John Barrowman, Captain Jack, gotta get all that right. He fires a torpedo.
And yells torpedoes away.
Well, it bites the submersible, and so
because the tracker falls off or something happens where he has to. Somehow, I think Chuck Rampart fails, which I find hard to believe. But Chuck Rampart fails at getting the other tracker on the shark, I think.
Something.
And what he does is he ends up changing the torpedo to track the sub. Mm-hmm. So he knows the shark's gonna bite it, I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
Is the idea.
So he fires it and then tries to get out, and the torpedo's just spinning
and then
in circles.
Yeah, and then it's gonna come around and hit him. But okay, I also don't know a lot about submarines, but I'm fairly certain that you can't just open a door and then.
Yep, you would get
water,
and it would kill you. That amount of pressure would kill you.
I know. The shot is just. They show him opening the door, and then they show the outside, and he just swims out. Like, that is not how that works. That is not how that works. Movie, that is not how that works.
So, everything blows up.
And I'm like, there's no way he was far enough away. It blows up like 5 seconds after he gets out. Like, he would be dead. He was like 10 feet away from that fucking thing. But he swims up to the top and floats up to the top or whatever, and they drag him into a raft or onto a boat.
What does he say when he fires off that torpedo?
I believe he yells, "Torpedoes away, motherfucker!" Or does he not? Yes he does. Which is another great line. Torpedoes away, motherfucker! The one-liners are just. The one-liners in this movie are the action they performed plus motherfucker. It's like every one-liner.
This entire time, Kat is up in the helicopter enjoying the nice view of people getting eaten by sharks. She sees Captain Jack floating lifeless on the ocean. What's her reaction?
She jumps out of that fucking helicopter.
Jumping out of the helicopter.
And I was like,
I will go for help.
Dude must
I
need a
wish
mean
that
pussy.
I wish that helicopter would just randomly blow up after she jumps out of it.
She's got it so hard for him. It's like this. I mean, it is Captain Jack.
Apparently that line works.
Yes, because she jumps out of a helicopter to try to save him, and she's like, and somebody's like, "Are you okay? Is he okay?" I was like, "Nope, he's dead. He's definitely dead. He was like 20 feet from a torpedo going off, but he's not. He's all right." And then his final line.
Yes.
The final line of this movie. Or one-liner, he goes,
Megalo who?
Megalo who? Who wrote that? Man, that is the worst. That is the worst. It's like, that's the line you chose? Megalo who? You couldn't come up with something better than Megalo who? That's not even a line! That doesn't even make sense. Megalo who?
All right.
So, Megalo who? Really? Anyways, that's the movie. Kyle, it's Shark Attack 3. Megalodon. Good, bad, or bad, bad?
It varies because
this is a tough one.
There's so many scenes. If we could re-edit it to just Chuck Rampart,
bull fucking shit,
and attacking a shark with a baseball bat.
Yeah, and like just the highlight moments.
You know, I'm really wired. What do you say I take you home and eat your pussy?
It's yes, but what would you officially give it? Be honest.
I'm gonna have to, like, I can wait through the boring shit, so I'm gonna have to give it a good bad.
I would give it a good bad too. It's not amazing, and it's okay, but it's got lots of highlights, and the highlights are very high.
And its high points are the highest points.
But yeah, so that's it. That's Shark Attack 3 Megalodon. How do I want to wrap this up? Fuck you, keep watching movies. Done. I'm out.